And we go across to Tobago, where Carrie's going to be speaking with Devon Miggins, who's an attorney at law. We're going to find out what that's about. Carrie?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lisa. I'm actually going to jump across to the sister island to chat with the attorney. And in a recent LinkedIn article, he looked at 5 ways in which Trinidad Carnival differs from Tobago Carnival and why we should care about Tobago's Carnival.
Yeah.
In the season of Carnival here, we are very excited, and we know we're all gearing up for Trinidad Carnival. But Tobago has a wonderful carnival too. And we want to really get down to the nitty-gritty of what there is to look forward to in Tobago Carnival. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us. All right, so in the article you recently released on LinkedIn, you spoke of the very interesting things about Tobago Carnival itself. Break down point by point the things that Tobago Carnival has special and unique about it.
Right. So Tobago Carnival actually has as long a history as it does in Trinidad. However, sometimes we tend to get overshadowed by Trinidad Carnival, which a number of people would suggest means that Tobago Carnival needs to be held at a different time of year. I would actually offer something different, which is that Tobago Carnival needs to position itself in a different way to the people who want that type of carnival.
Right.
So a lot of my conversations while I was in college was about Trinidad Carnival. I went to university in Connecticut. It was cold. And every time around February, I was like, oh gosh, what I wouldn't do to be in Tobago or Trinidad Carnival right now, right? So I would encourage my friends to come, but I had a few friends in particular who were heavily resistant to the idea of attending Trinidad Carnival because they just didn't like the idea of being part of Team No Sleep. So they prize their sleep, and and it really got me thinking because I never even thought about it before. The kind of frenetic pace that is involved in Trinidad, in attending Trinidad Carnival. You have to be physically prepared for it, right?
Yeah, that's right. One of our guests who were here last week described our fetes and our carnival like an extreme sport.
Right, exactly. But the thing is, there are just as many people in the world who love the idea of a slower paced carnival, something that they could actually attend every event that's going on.
Right.
And so it got me thinking a lot about Tobago Carnival and who we position to. So more important than probably trying to, maybe get people who love Trinidad Carnival to come to Tobago Carnival too. Instead, position it to the people who don't want to attend Trinidad Carnival, who think it's too much, but they still want that carnival experience.
Right.
So that is the angle the article was coming from. It was for persons who are like, I really want to attend this carnival, but I know I love my sleep. I really, I just can't deal with the idea of not sleeping for days on end and partying for days on end. I want to try something a little different.
Yeah, because I'd say Tobago's culture and feel is more laid back than us in Trinidad, when it comes to certain things. And the carnival is no different. I have not been to a Tobago carnival, unfortunately, so I don't know firsthand the experience.
That's okay.
Yeah, but I understand that it's one that there's more of the traditional culture involved in it.
Right. So yes, there is more of the traditional culture. Tobago does do beads and feathers and some of the similar items or offerings that you would get with Trinidad Carnival. But I'm really big on people leaning into what their natural strengths are.
Right.
And what Tobago Carnival does really well is Juve and mud mask. And while we do the beads and feathers and we do sailor masks, we do that really well. To me, our competitive advantage is having just the Juve elements well done, and people love it, and it's an excitement, and I will always say this. I've been to many carnivals all over the world, and for me, Tobago Juve and Tuesday Mud Mask is just phenomenal. It's just the thing I enjoy the most.
So you have practically two Juves. So you have the Juve itself on the Monday morning, and then you have
Right.
Mass on Tuesday. Is it same morning hours as well?
No, it isn't. It's Tuesday evening. So listen, this is a true thing, right? And
Right.
I'm disclosing this on national television. What many Tobagonians do is they go to Trinidad, play Carnival, and then make sure they get back to Tobago by about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon on
Right.
Tuesday to play Mud Mass.
So you
Because
have
it's
some
that big
extra
and
Carnival
exciting.
experience to get there because
That's it.
on Tuesday, once the music trucks turn off here in Trinidad, you know, things are pretty much winding up and people are about to go home, but there's more action to be had in Tobago.
That's it, exactly.
I think you have
people
taught me
try
a
to
very
get here on
valuable
Ash
life
Wednesday
hack
morning
there.
when you really should be trying to get here on Tuesday afternoon at
Right.
about 5. So
And,
yeah,
when
you
does-
know,
how
it
long
is
does that
a
usually
phenomenal
run?
experience.
How long does I usually run the Mud Mass on a Tuesday?
It usually goes right up to that 11:59, 11 o'clock hour.
Wow.
You know, right
Yeah.
before it stops. You know, again, this is what Tobago does well, you know, and so to me, we need to lean more into that and position and lead with those things first instead of trying to offer people probably more of what is already happening in Trinidad and
Right.
that Trinidad probably does a little better.
Yes, definitely. Well, that
Yeah.
article definitely ventilated the topic and told us a lot, and this conversation as well. And well, now I've learned this new life hack there that you taught me. So who knows? Maybe you may just see me in Tobago on Tuesday evening to be a part of the
I
Mud Mass.
know
I might run
Tobagonians
away.
are vexed with me for telling you that because they are sure they like, well, the flights will be free and open at that time, right? So
Right,
now we're
exactly.
going to have competition from many Trinis who don't want Carnival to end, coming
Yes.
over to Tobago to enjoy Mud Mass. But that's okay. Come on over. We'd
Oh,
love
yes.
to have you.
Sounds great, and no better place than Tobago. I want to thank you, Devon Miggins, attorney at law and blogger, for joining us this morning and giving us this information on Tobago Carnival. But for now, we're going to take a short break and come right back. Stay with us.